So looking forward to that.
I flew in here via Bangkok, and I've got to say that the Triumph factory that you see by the side of the motorway there just reminds you the connection to this part of
Today,
just when it counts. Tell you what, he's looking pretty comfy on that bike pretty early on, isn't he?
he's looking aggressive, I'll say that.
I would say that.
25 years old.
Your eyes do not deceive. Mind you, that's a mature age. Yeah, he's come good, hasn't he?
Very much. This year, we now know him as a proper Moto2 rider, a winner, a regular podium man, and for a while a championship contender as well.
Always looks, even though Luti managed to close it in, for me, personally.
Well, start of the year, all the money was on Morbidelli, which was remarkable, seeing as how he hasn't won a race before the start of the year.
Well, he is a remarkable rider. Goes up to MotoGP next year. He'd love to go up to MotoGP as a world champion. But good phrase.
I think it applies on this occasion.
Well, it was an odd thing, wasn't it? Because it was leaking all over the place. Even when it was dry, it wasn't dry because we got weepers that were coming up. Something we're used to in oval racing, when the banking is behind the front. It must be pretty tricky to get any kind of infrastructure to last a long time. I mean, you know, you can imagine just paint itself that gets peeled off in the unbelievable. This track reaches what, 60, 65 degrees of track temperature.
Good Tom Luti. He is just doing an outlap, is he not? So we'll just let him get up to speed and watch Bagnaia close in from 5th to 4th.
Additional time for putting clocks back. Be aware of that. I hope your EPG sorts it all out for you if you're recording it, but you'll be pretty annoyed with yourself. Clocks go back on Sunday morning. Place taken away from him, if you remember, from Misano after the oil didn't come up to spec, had some ingredient in it he shouldn't have had in it. We mentioned that they use their own oil when they're testing. I made a fatal assumption, those almost indecipherable to outsiders hand movements make the difference.
What a race engineer is an interpreter. Inoue there, he was an Arbe mechanic. He was factory
because of our
we're in the paddock, the grapevine.
Particularly Neil Hodgson, you know, was the first to break it to us, and it is a shock when anybody passes prematurely, but bearing in mind
I'm in 3rd. Luca Marini, who is stone last again, well, he's a man who's had a few crashes. He had to go in front of the medical board to be pass fit to ride in Australia. He's taken a few beatings in the overseas races.
Yeah, well, it's that time of year, isn't it? It's now put up or shut up. It's time to get the job done.
And on the end of the grueling 3 weeks away. Now, I asked you where Sandro Cortese was. There he is, 23rd, so the suitor's not really enjoying
that we need at this time of the opening day, Friday, although Franco was testing it to the limit there. I mean, it's quite often that... Oh,
that is Jesco.
Yes, it is, with the pink...
lilac.
Run it straight on into the dust and dirt, and that will fall over by now. Oh, is he going to hold on to it?
Well done, Jesco.
I'll tell you what, that was about as perfectly judged as you could be.
That's nonchalant.
Quality.
I love that.
Oh, no, it's a different one. Point being is that's exactly how violent it is when you're on the bike. It never seems that when you're looking at it from a camera perspective, sitting here in the delight of our commentary position.
Our tin box.
But he's got some good men in front of him to chase, and Manzi behind him, teammate to Bagnaia.
And Manzi got up to 14th with that help.
Bassini
still looking radical.
Around this racetrack at the moment, of course.
By the way, has Pasolini always used the Passo nickname?
It's been on there this year, all year, I've noticed, but I think it's greater prominence, I think.
A recent addition.
That, the O, doesn't look like it's got a camber there at all, does it? Onto the Kuala Lumpur straight. The onboard camera doesn't give it to you.
It does from the low-level camera. You can really see it if we get a bit of that later. Right, what's going to pan out here?
Pons goes 12th.
Oliveira is on a stump.
Outside camera goes third. Takes Passini out of the equation for the top three at the moment, but still in the 207s by quite a way, Jules. He's
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
35 hundredths off, 3.5 tenths off the top time by Oliveira. Day of Champions Sunday. It's an illusion back to the Thursday pre-Silverstone, of course. Keep an eye on all the things over the winter.
Pushing. That lad, Eki Pratama, again, Keith. Quick. Yeah, that feels like it's not Mistral territory, doesn't it?
Flag being made ready at the end of the 3.4 mile lap. Long lap here.
Yeah. But will the flagman be wearing gloves?
No. I'll have a bet. Let's have a
prove it. But Morbidelli, where are you? Morbidelli wants quickest. He's early in his lap. We'll keep an eye on Franco. There's a few other contenders. I heard you mentioned Quattararo earlier, who's been up the shoot.
He has got pace. Has he got power for a full race?
Good question. Morbidelli's caught Schrotter probably where he didn't want, or maybe where he did want him.
Well, it would have been good if he got another lap to go, because it would have dragged him down this front straight.
But that lap did not.
Gami, Passini, top five. Isaac Viñales, good start to the weekend for him there in sixth place with Alex Moe. I don't think we've got a lot to shout about just yet in that opening 45 minutes. Plenty still to come. We're live with every session throughout the weekend here on BT Sport. Brad Binder only 20th, surprising there as well. Jesko Raffin, who we talked replacements, and Dimas Eki Pratama is in 29th place. A little bit off the pace at the moment, but still pretty impressive.